Hello again, everybody. So this is the first lesson for Unit 10 from your Breakthrough Plus book. Okay, so we're going to go through Units 10, 11, 12, and then we have the midterm test. So Unit 10, which is in page 64 of your book, the title is What If? Let's see what we're going to study for Unit 10. So the grammar point is the second conditional. We're going to study some vocabulary about money. And then we're going to do some work about moving to a new country. So those are three lessons that we're going to do connected to Unit 10. So this first lesson is going to be about the grammar. Okay, next slide. So the grammar for Unit 10 is called the second conditional. What is it? Okay, so it's used to talk about imaginary or improbable situations in the present or future. Imaginary or improbable situations. So it's not really talking about reality. It's sort of fantasy thinking. That's why it's called What If. Right, now this is how we make it. These are the parts, the grammar parts. It's an if grammar, so you need if in there somewhere. You're going to use a simple past tense verb, and then we're going to use would or wouldn't, or could or couldn't, and then you need a verb as well. Let's have a look at some examples. So, if I had more time, I would. You can conjugate that. So, I would becomes I'd. I'd exercise more. Okay, so if I had more time, I'd exercise more. Now, the reality is, I don't have enough time. Okay, so it is an improbable situation. But if I had more time, I'd exercise more. That is a statement. Now you can also make questions. If you could be a superhero, who would you be? Obviously, that is an imaginary situation. If you could be a superhero, who would you be? And here is an example answer to that question. If I could be a superhero, I'd be Batman. And now it's always good to give a reason, okay? So please tell us why. Because I like his dark appearance, and the Batman films are my favourite superhero films. So that is an example of an answer to a second conditional question. And you are going to practice this in the worksheet that I'll talk about in a minute. There's our Batman. Now one more thing, the if clause can come first, or you can put it second in the sentence. So here's another example sentence. If I won the lotto, I would be very happy. Or you can switch it around. I would be very happy if I won the lotto. So you can use the if clause at the start or at the end. And just notice there's no comma if you're going to use the if clause in the second part of the sentence. This is just for writing. When you're writing these sentences, you don't need a comma if you're going to put the if part at the end of the sentence. Okay, so just make sure you understand this grammar point and why we use it. It's used to describe imaginary or improbable situations. Alright, and then just an extra note here, the differences between the first and second conditional. Now you would have studied the first conditional in Unit 6. That should have been last semester in English 1. The first conditional talks about possible future events or situations. So the first conditional is talking about things that could happen. They could be real. Here are some examples. If it rains, we'll go home. Can you buy me some milk if you go to the shop? And the third one there, you will fail the course if you miss too many classes. Okay, so those are realistic situations. But the second conditional is about unlikely, improbable, not real situations. Okay, so here's a few more examples. Number one, if the weather was better, we could have a picnic. So you can imagine that the weather is bad, it's raining, so it's not a likely situation. Number two, if I didn't have to do my homework, I'd go out tonight. Okay, but the reality is, I have to do my homework. And number three, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? Obviously you can't, so you have to use your imagination. Okay, so I'm going to give you an exercise to do to practice this. I'm going to use the Word file that I sent you on Smart Campus. You can follow the instructions. And the file name is Unit 10, Second Conditional, Worksheet 1. Right, so this is not a homework assignment, but it is considered participation. So please do it. If we were in the classroom together, this is what we would be doing. But unfortunately, we cannot be together right now. But you still need to participate, so please do this worksheet. And please try to finish it by Monday, because next week I'm going to be giving you new lessons about Unit 10. And for this one, you can audio record your voice. And then you can send me the audio recording. Like I am recording my voice right now. You can try to record your voice on your smartphone. And then you can just send me that audio recording by email. But if you can't record your voice, then you can write your answers. Okay, so please check the Word file that I sent you, and all of the instructions are there. And that is the end of the grammar for Unit 10. Thank you.